If you make six figures and you're still checking your bank balance before buying a latte, congratulations. You've been successfully gaslit. You aren't middle class. You are a high-income pauper living inside a $100,000 hallucination. The money is evaporating. The banks are salivating. And that six-figure dream you chased? It's become a velvet-lined cage. While you were busy climbing the ladder, someone moved the floor. Welcome to the era of the broke professional. Officially, you're the winner. The government says the middle class is the backbone of the economy. Your parents told you $100,000 was the finish line, the point where the worrying stops and the living begins. You've got the degree, the title, and the salary that should put you in the top 15%. But if you're so successful, why does every month feel like a tactical retreat? Because the math isn't just broken. It was rigged from the start. In the old world, the one your MBA textbooks still pretend exists, you bought things. You owned them. They were assets. But the 2026 economy has a different logic. It's called everything as a service. Corporate boardrooms discovered a glitch in the human psyche. If they sell you a car for $50,000, they win once. But if they subscribe you to a lifestyle for $4,000 a month, they win forever. This is the subscriptionization of the middle class. You don't own your software. You don't own your music. In some cities, you don't even own the heating system in your luxury apartment. You are a walking, talking, monthly recurring revenue stream for S&P 500 companies. For the $100,000 earner, this is a death trap. Because your salary is fixed, but your existence fees are variable. Every time a streaming service hikes its price by $2 or your premium health plan adds a new deductible, your $100,000 shrinks. You aren't fighting inflation. You're fighting 1,000 tiny vampires, each taking a sip of your paycheck until you're pale and exhausted by the 15th of the month. Here is the dirty secret. The system needs you to earn $100,000, but it requires you to have zero liquidity. In the 1990s, $100,000 was a fortune. Today, after the inflation stealth tax, it's roughly $48,000 in 1990 purchasing power. But the banks love you. Why? Because you're the perfect debt slave. You earn enough to qualify for the massive mortgage, the $800 car payment, and the premium credit cards. You aren't building an empire. You're just a highly paid collection agent for your own creditors. You don't own your life. You're just renting it from Chase and BlackRock. And the terrifying part? The faster you run, the more the treadmill steals. Now let's talk about the tax no one mentions in their tax returns, the status tax. To earn $100,000, you usually have to be part of the professional managerial class. And that class has an unwritten dress code, not for your body, but for your life. To stay in the logic of your social circle, you can't just buy a car. It has to be a certain car. Your kids can't just go to school. They need enrichment. You don't go on vacation. You go on curated experiences. This is performative wealth. It is a massive, invisible overhead cost required to maintain your professional network. If you drop the act, you drop the connections. If you drop the connections, you drop the $100,000 salary. It is a closed-loop system designed to keep your net worth at near zero, while your gross income looks impressive. You are a high-speed engine that consumes 99% of its own fuel just to stay running. Here is where the biz logic gets cold. In the 1970s, a bachelor's degree was a golden ticket. In the 1990s, it was a requirement. In 2026, it's a commodity. We are experiencing credential inflation. When everyone has a high-level qualification, the market value of that qualification drops to zero. But the cost of getting it, the student loans, the years of lost opportunity, has tripled. The $100,000 salary is the new $40,000 salary. But because the number has six figures, Your brain tells you that you're safe. You feel like a manager, but the economy treats you like a line worker with a nicer desk. This is the peak of the illusion. The moment where the credit limit hits the ceiling and the reality hits the floor. You realized you've been running a race where the finish line moves 10 feet back for every step you take. It's not a career, it's a hostage situation. Think this is just a first world problem? Look in the mirror. You're the one holding the bill. In 2026, the middle class is being hollowed out. The logic of the old world, work hard, save 10%, retire at 65, is dead. We are moving toward a two-tier society, the asset owners and the renters. If you rely solely on your salary, you are a renter of your own existence. Every time the Fed prints, your $100,000 buys less. Every time a new must-have tech drops, your status costs more. The system doesn't want you to be wealthy, it wants you to be a high-value consumer. There is a massive difference. In the next 5 years, the gap between making $100,000 and being worth $100,000 will become an ocean. One is a stream of water that can be turned off by a HR manager with a bad mood. The other is a well that you own. If you don't own the logic of your income, you are just a highly paid tenant in someone else's empire. The illusion of the middle class is the greatest marketing trick ever played. It kept you compliant. It kept you consuming. But the game has changed. $100,000 isn't a trophy anymore. It's a survival kit. Stop trying to look rich and start trying to be free, because in this economy, logic is the only thing that pays dividends. You've spent 20 years learning how to work for money. It's time to spend 20 minutes learning how money works for itself. The $100,000 hallucination is ending. The lights are coming on. It's time to decide if you want to be the one on stage or the one paying for the ticket. This is Biz Logic. Subscribe or keep paying the status tax. The choice is yours.